Hey, I'm Mill Hurley, and welcome to In the Gardens. This is Detroit Abloom. I can't wait for us to see all they have and to meet them and learn their story. So come on, let's go get in the gardens. We are in a very special place, very close to the Grosse Pointes, right here in the Jefferson-Chalmers area on the other side of Alter, just south of Jefferson, down by that river. And I know a lot of you have heard of this wonderful, special place, and I'd like for you to meet the man and the woman behind it all. Tom Milano.
Yes.
Just like the Italian city, as you said.
Yes.
And Nancy Weigandt. See, I want to say like Wiegand's. Weigandt, Nancy Weigandt, I apologize. Thank you all for letting us come today and be in this special place and meet you and share your story with everybody. Tell us the name. Tell us when you started.
The name of our organization is the Garden Detroit, and which was founded 3 years ago in 2015.
Okay. This is so perfect. Of course, it's summertime, so what's blooming now, of course, wasn't blooming in the spring, and what'll be going on in the fall. Nancy, let's start right here. Oh, how beautiful. A dahlia.
These are seed dahlias.
What does that mean?
Dahlias started from seed.
As opposed to a tuber. Okay.
There too, and they're always open face.
What would a tuber be then if they're not? Are seeds always?
Well, these produce tuber also. If you dig them up in the fall, they'll have tubers, but you start them from seed.
I didn't realize you could start dahlia from seed.
I know.
Okay,
And
so that's
very
a
easy
seed
to start.
dahlia here in the front. We call this the front garden.
Yeah, and this is a variety we just love because it's tall, it's not a bedding one, it's got nice dark foliage, and it's called Bishop's Children. It's just wonderful.
And then what is this? We got all kinds of little bees and
wasps.
What is this?
This is such a
wonderful
native
little-
that we've fallen in love with this year called mountain mint. And when I come out here in the afternoon, it is like a moving cloud of tiny little pollinators, cutter bees, sweat bees, little tiny wasps, things you can hardly even zero in on because they're so small.
And that is important, I think, as everybody's learning more about and wanting to have native plants, but yet so many people are so fearful of bees.
Oh, I know it.
And so you got to learn that there's a relationship with us and the bees are busy working on getting their food. They're not paying attention to us unless you decided you wanted to grab a bee.
Yeah, that.
But otherwise, if you want to explore about natives and having more natives, look at Tom.
Yeah, my little buddies.
You need to respect Mother Nature and realize that these bees and these other little insects are trying to do their job.
They really are. They're just looking for nectar.
And then let's take our eye all the way up to that great big tall, although there's all kinds of activity with that looks like a big tall yellow daisy. What is that?
Yeah, this is called a cup plant, and it's indigenous to the Midwest.
Yeah.
And in Michigan, they're actually somewhat endangered because of housing development. But they're great for attracting pollinating insects. And if you notice, they don't have branches. The leaves come directly from the stalk, and they form cups and collect water after it rains. So the insects, the birds, they love cup plants. It's always a source of water.
What is this wonderful purple
This
plant?
is Corella, and we've had it in other locations that we've gardened, but for whatever reason, never here. And then this spring, we saw a million little seedlings coming up, and as soon as they got a certain height, Julie and I realized it's Perella. We like to cut it for bouquets. It's wonderful.
Robin Heller told me that they're also edible.
Yes.
Ah, Robin knows these things. Let's have a little snack here.
All right.
Perella,
Yeah.
P-E-R-R-I.
P-I-E-R?
R-E-L-L-A, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's kind of, it's different.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Be nice in a salad.
It would be nice. It's even got a vanilla kind of undertone to it.
Many years ago, back in 1987,
Ooh, the dark ages.
I came to Detroit to get involved in the renaissance of the city, but from a spiritual perspective.
Yes.
So I was involved with the Hare Krishna movement. I became active in community projects for
Yes.
years, especially in the Jefferson Chalmers neighborhood. And everything finally coalesced into repurposing vacant land by growing food. And Nancy brought 30 years of flower gardening experience into the equation.
Yes.
And over time, I noticed that more and more of the vegetable lots or plots would turn into flower gardens. And then we started offering bouquets to our CSA, Community Supportive Agriculture clients. So first the focus was on food, but then we had a chance after we purchased 9 lots. We established a community partnership relationship with the land bank. So I'm thinking, Nancy and I were thinking, what an opportunity to focus on flowers.
Yeah.
And that's when we started exploring, flower farming
Yes.
as a way to repurpose vacant land. And it's working out terrifically.
This is so cool. This is called a hoop house, and you've got crops growing in here now. And I think most of us know a hoop house, or we might also call it a greenhouse. But what are you doing with the hoop house on the farm? How did this?
We are really fond of dahlias. So we wanted to make a statement to show how serious we were, how committed we were about flower farming in general, but dahlias in particular. Over the years, we've heard a lot of people did not succeed in overwintering their dahlia tubers.
I'm included in that group. I tried.
I know, we goofed up a few
Yeah.
times too.
Sure did.
So we decided to offer a boarding service for other people's dahlia tubers.
Because we don't have the right environment, but you do. And like you say, dahlias are a special kind of flower, and of course it won't live over winter in Michigan. But once you dig them up and they look like a big old root system, that's when we would call you up and say, I'd like to border my dahlias for the winter. It's kind of like bordering your dog for the winter, or when you go on vacation maybe.
True.
This is a great
Yeah.
idea to border your dahlias. So with your work, Tom and Nancy, with having the flower farm now, you've evolved into more and more of that. First of all, your organization, it's like an umbrella. This is not just something cut and dry. You've been very, I think, forward thinking and being open by what you have this umbrella group, which is
Yeah, the Garden Detroit.
the Garden Detroit, excuse me. That is your umbrella, right? And
Yes.
under that you have Detroit Abloom. And then, Tom, you were saying that other opportunities are coming together for how you share your expertise in other arenas.
But why we call it the Garden Detroit, I really believe deeply that the garden is embodied in our consciousness, the Garden of Eden, so to speak. But it doesn't do us any good if we don't remember it. And that's the problem with the world, we've forgotten it. So my goal is to put out the best I can, articulate from my heart the possibility that enough people could come together and we can really work together, live together, create a vision together, and join in a common vision of how we can bring the garden out and express it out into the world. And I believe we're here to bring about peace on this planet. I mean, what else is there? It's the greatest challenge of all time.
I gotta talk flowers with Nancy for a moment. Over here is the dahlia, one of the
dahlias.
dahlia sections that you
Yeah,
have.
and they just will bloom from now until end of October. It'll become a showstopper. This is interesting too, Mel. These are heirloom mums.
Oh.
that we got from King's mums. These are not like any mums I ever saw in my whole life. These are what they used to grow before they came up with the
round ball,
the round
basketball
balls. Thank you very
shape
much.
of a mum. Yes.
These are going to be phenomenal. We're really, really excited.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch because you can't stop these two.
So I believe it's really apparent to most of us that we need a whole new direction for humanity, the way things are going. I mean, it's fairly obvious. So I believe Detroit is poised to inspire the world. But it's not so much what we do in the outer world, it's going to be dependent on us coming to understand that we're actually spiritual beings. And that's what it really comes down to, and not these material bodies. We're encased in these bodies. But when we understand, and this is the purpose of human life, is to realize our identity. So the more we realize our identity, the more we realize just how much we're family, the more we realize just how much we're equals, absolute equals, how much we're here to help each other, how we all share the same purpose, the same function. So this is built into the Garden Detroit. I want to put out the highest vision that I can possibly think of, that we're here to bring about peace on this blessed planet. But it all depends on us becoming the people that God can work with in order to allow this to unfold. So this is a medium, a context for me, is what we do here, creating sanctuary, creating beautiful cut flower farms, inviting people into a common vision. And this is what motivates me. This is all I think about lately.
Hasn't this been incredible? Does this make you want to come on down here to the neighborhood? It's right outside your door. Does it make you want to take a flower and grow it and see what you can do? Thanks for joining me today. It has been an incredible experience, and I hope you feel the same way too. This is Mill Hurley. Join me again in the gardens.
The comeback's going to be based. Sorry.
It's so beautiful what he's saying.
That's okay. I'll get back to what I was saying.
I beg your pardon.
You need to answer it?
No.
Okay.
I need to turn the darn thing off. Wait a minute, let me think. I know I could just already envision where Ryan's going to overlay what you're saying when we're walking in the garden. Right, Ryan? Yeah.
I'm thinking of where I'm going to put the phone call.
Please do not.